There certainly were games where put it in his hands, and he's a really good quarterback and competitive, and I think that's their team. The games we've had with them in the past, they've been, you got to fight for everything, and he's played a lot of football, and I think he has probably seen about everything, try to throw at him his way, and I think they got a really good team, and certainly he's a big part of it. It's a good group, and they're purposeful in their work, and I think that they take a lot of pride in trying to get better. And each week you're tested differently, and so it's this week will be a different test. And we need for us to be our best offense. We need them to be really good, and we need them to continue to improve. But they want to be as good as they can be, and collectively, and it's made up of each individual with that. So I've liked what they've done and need to continue to keep getting better. We've had our moments that have been really good, and then we've had some where we'd like to be better, and so I think each guy you can kind of own their part of it, for the good and for the areas that we can get better. I think Anthony's had a number of really good punts, and probably like a lot of guys on our team, some that he'd like to have back, and so we just need him to focus on the moment and focus on the little things that he can do to help himself that helps our team. Pat's been there a long time, and really respect what he's done with the program, and they've had great continuity on their staff, and I had the chance to work with their defense coordinator, Hank, and he's a really good football coach, and I think their players, they play the game, a way that you appreciate. They're tough and they're smart, they're talented, and that you've got to earn everything. I think that's what leads to it, and it's in the past it's been good football teams too, and good football teams are made up of good players, but also guys that believe in the team, and so I think that's what's led to those, and they have the. You can almost expect anything in a game like this, and it's they're fun to play in. Well, I think that it starts with a good sound kind of base defense, and out of that base, can give you different looks. So you can't just here this is So there's some variations out of their base, and yet I think their players know what they're doing, and you can see that, and so I think you see that in the way they play, with no hesitation. They play fast, and I think they've got good players that are doing that. But Hank is one that he's going to be prepared, and the players will be prepared. One thing for a coach to be prepared, but for their players to get it is another, and I think that a good defense to me is one that makes you. You got to earn what you get. You have to execute. You have to beat them, and they don't give you a lot of things. They won't give you free ones, and so I think he's kind of a mix. There'll be pressures, and yet they'll play in a base, and yet it's not. I think their defense, they won't give you anything. You've got to go earn it. You're right. I mean, I think every player comes in, whether for their career or each season, with expectations, and every day you've got an opportunity to continue to work your craft, and I think no doubt he's working, but there's also been guys ahead of him that are producing and playing well, and you don't know when those opportunities come as a player, and I'm not saying this is the easy part, but I'll go back to last week and Evan Bondock. You just have to continue to work, and that's easier said than done, because opportunity does and will come your way. And then when it does, are you ready and prepared for it? And he's trying to help the team in some other areas on special teams, and he's got to continue to work. He's disruptive and good player in that whole front. We've seen that front before, and they're good. And you see it. I mean, they're powerful. There's good strength. They get on edges. They're not kind of like we were talking about with Hank. I think there's a little bit of that personality. They're not just going to do one thing. They know their change-ups, and I think that's what makes them effective run game, but also like you're alluding to in the pass game. I mean, you see them disrupt, whether it's four-man pressures, you see it with someone with the three. I mean, they're affecting the quarterback, and that's a credit to them. That's a challenge for us.